Hello, I'm Scott, the breathing guy. I will train you to locate, energize, direct your core key energy and physical activity. This video series is called Meditation Art of Walking for Stress, Change, and Spirit. This is a walking program I put together based on Qigong influences and how to move energy and change as you're walking. Human ability to walk is very unique. We conserve energy. We can do so many things during walking to tone our muscles, keep us fit, because that's what we work so hard in the beginning of life to walk, and we work so hard to try to keep ourselves from walking as we get older. So walking is an art. It really is. And what I stress, a form of walking that emphasize breathing, core breathing, amplifies your whole range, tone your muscles, to be straight, to use the whole torso while you're walking, and use your feet, and how to use your hands, and how to position your head, all to make more breath, to soften the body and move energy as you're walking. It's an awareness body. It's a meditative walking to change. To when you get done at any age, where I suggest the different ways, the art ways you can do it. And everyone's different. A 20-year-old might want to walk. A 20-year-old might want to walk this way, where a 60-year-old want to walk this way, because they have different purposes. They want to do something different with their energy. It's like when you're 20 years old, you got plenty of strength and tone. You want to really amplify your force, your strength. When you're in your 60s, you want to basically tone your muscles more. You want to walk a little different to condition your body to be better. So the whole art of walking, meditative art of walking for stress, change, and spirit predicates on how to breathe, how to set your hips, and how to change your stress. That's the first thing you have to do while you're walking. It's a great opportunity. In fact, all through many people do it, if you want to say just by intuition. It's like in sports, someone gets really upset, go walk it off. You walk a mile, most things don't seem that important anymore. But then when you first start off, after a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, it just doesn't seem as important and involved. Walking is a way of developing your fluidity that no other, if you want to say exercise, does. Because we are born to walk. That's what we want to do. We get the best health benefits from it. We get the best results from it. And when we don't walk, we actually suffer more internal for our health. I say this, beginning of health begins with core breathing. If your breathing is low, goes down. I don't care what you eat. I don't care what you do, think. It will have marginal effect. It will have an effect, but the real benefit, cannot sustain. So long as you use it, you get this, and then it will diminish. But if you get your breathing down, that has the #1 health effect. As the old saying goes, you're born on an inhale, and you will exit this life on an exhale. As you get older, your breath range diminishes. So as your breath range diminishes, what diminishes with your breath is endurance. As your endurance goes down, your strength goes down. So understanding keeping your endurance up through core breathing, through walking, and how to keep yourself toned up. 2, the way I teach is a Qigong process in many ways. And in doing so, you will know the state of your physical health range of abilities. As you get older, sometimes you need reminders, or it does hurt you. But at least you know if you want to work on something or you just gave up on something, you can really have a clear focus of awareness about it. That's the beauty of this whole program. Meditative art of walking for stress, for change, and for spirit. Now, how do you change your stress as you walk? And you always go to 3 parts. Lower body, from the belly button down, upper body, and hands. What do you do with your hands? Because what is stress is some idea that stores energy in your shoulders. If you can't soften your shoulders, you cannot change anything. I always say, if I can't change your stress, you can't change anything on an emotional level, on a physical level, because you'll just modify something here and then later it kicks right back up. The stress factor that is created through the form of emotional tension is stored in your shoulders, has to become, its energy has to become more fluid. It has to be released, discharged, shaped out of it, formed out of it. So the mind doesn't feed off it in a compulsive loop way. The more you can soften your shoulders, the more you can soften your hips, your whole body, then the more awareness of it you feel about it. Here's a rule. The more you think, the less you feel. So the idea, the more you feel, the less you think about something. So feeling your whole body in action with the breath, how you bring your breath in, how you use your breath, and how you discharge your breath, and how. There's 4 states in this walking, breathing. Inhale brings energy in, pause. Pause on like 5 or 6 steps, maybe longer. That's when you have the strongest of all. Exhale. Exhale is long. So the longer you can make your exhale, pulling the belly button in motion is the goal. Might take 10 steps. So it's 3 steps to inhale, 5 steps, but it's always longer to exhale is your goal. Because at the exhale, you have to soften the shoulders and then pause. At the end, you have to walk 5 or 6 steps. And as you're walking, let your whole body come fluid. When you bring energy in, you're actually physically weaker. When you're pausing, you're the strong. When you're exhaling, you're releasing energy. You're making it flow. You're going out. You're creating the exchange. And then the pause is called, the last pause is called being empty. Emptiness is a great state. Emptiness, when you have no breath, your emotional range physically is at its lowest peak. You cannot be angry. You can't be anything when you're totally discharged. If your thought comes in that way, if there's no energy going to a thought, then you can decide what thought do you want to take your mind to. What thought do you want to plant? And that's a whole philosophical, it's the other side of life for us humans, because we're spiritual beings. So we direct our energy. We shape our energy. We form energy. And how you do that for your very time period is to enjoy, help, and be a better person in the end than when you started. That's the other part of this whole program. When you start doing this whole walking process, the whole goal is that you're reshaping and realizing your presence here at a higher level more than anything else. Your awareness to change internally is higher. Your stress, tension across your shoulders has significantly dropped and become fluid. Doesn't mean it doesn't come back when you get back home or anything like that. For that period of time, but it won't be hard when you get back home. It won't be so bound up. You can do direction. It's value adjustments. So understanding how to change. If I cannot change your emotional reality, your stress, that forms your emotional reality, you can't change. So stress is a key word in this whole program, change. The change factor I've been using, because without changing your stress in your shoulders, feeling your body, you can't change something that you desire to be. Now, being clear what to change to is the hardest thing you can do. Everyone's so comfortable with the way they are, but to change to something different is an exploration process. And then the last term is spirit. Spirit is a word that if you look at the dictionary, at the root word means breath. How you shape your breath is shaping your spirit. How you use your breath it shapes the projection of your spirit in life. What you put it into, what your work is, your whole body, your energy force is directly related to your breath, core breathing. And remember the hips. So the whole series on the meditative art of walking for stress reduction, stress change, stress realization. Those 3 terms. Change comes after stress change. And then spirit is the fourth that has been altered because whichever stress you are, you're expressing that stress through your spirit that way. It can be altered. So put all 3 together, all through the shaping your body and walking. And there's not just one way. You find what works best for you. But the biggest thing is finding ways to core breathe more gives you the opportunity to do that. That's the key element to this whole program of meditative art of walking for stress, for change, and for spirit.